as the scenery around you changes, another vision fills the sky. Sakuachi cries deliriously, "The stars! The stars! They've come to punish us!" And as this monstrous sight in the sky's eyes become javelins of light, they streak down towards the mermaid's tears at incredible speed and land on the deck with two audible thuds. Bright light shoots out from where the starlight lands. And coalescing where the light lands, you see two extremely strange looking creatures. They are snake-like in their appearance, with faces upon them. They emit this strange nebulous light, and will move you over here. I need each of you to roll a D3, please.
It's a 2.
A 3.
1.
2.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I wrote that wrong.
No worries. All right, Orashtak rolled a 2. Yara rolled a 1. Malavik rolled a 3. You actually rolled it correctly the first time. You're all good.
We'll take the first one then.
Yep. Okay. And let's see. Arcelia, you got a 3. Karun, you got a 2. Okay. Let's move you over here.
Oh no.
Let's see. I got to roll for Sakuachi as well. Okay, Sakuachi will start back here. As these creatures begin to manifest from the beams of light all around you. This horrific frost that you experienced from the this blizzard that happened. You can see still rhymes part of the deck of the ship, and a horrific gust of freezing wind comes in as well. Everybody, please select your tokens and roll me some initiative.
18.
10.
29.
$25.
26.
Okay, and we need some initiative for these strange creatures as well. Uh-oh. Go ahead and add a round marker as well. Alrighty. It is their turn first. As these creatures begin to coalesce from this light, you all take in your surroundings again and sort of very like different positions on the deck, a bit disoriented as to how you got there. Let's see here. As Sakuachi is sort of panicking next to you, Arcia, these creatures begin to move, and this one that is near Malavik and Karun will decide on whom to do this to. Okay. This will be towards Malavik. As you begin to see this creature move and coalesce next to you, Malavik, you see its scales begin to shimmer, and it's as if each scale reflects the starlight. It is dazzling. It is beautiful, and you need to roll me a will save.
17.
Okay. Malavik, you are fascinated with this creature. And, let's see, that is not a crit fail. You are compelled to remain within 30 feet of this creature and must spend each of your actions to move closer to this creature as quickly as possible on your turns. If you are unable to end its turn within 30 feet of this creature, something may happen. As you...
I can still attack it?
You can still attack it, yes.
Oh, okay.
It will then attack you with its fangs. That is a 32 to hit.
Great.
Okay. Starting with 22 piercing damage. It sinks its teeth into your flesh as you see yourself just in the scales, this reflection of light and shimmer, and it just captures your attention, and it moves so quickly you don't have time to react or do anything. It sinks its teeth, probably like, since a crit, I imagine, like into your neck, dealing 22 piercing damage. Plus, I need you to make a fortitude save.
Believe that I just sit there and I allow it to happen. 30.
Oh, shit. That wasn't even a crit. Okay. Okay. You just take the damage. Nothing else happens from this bite. That is it for the first one's turn. The next one will have a few choices to make. Okay, this will be... How should I interpret this? I should roll a better die. Let's roll this one. Because that number's not divisible.
That's okay. You don't have to.
I do.
That's
and
fine.
Karun, I need you to make me a will save, please.
Is this an emotional effect?
No. This
It
is
is not an
concentrate,
emotion.
enchantment, incapacitation, mental, primal, and visual.
And kissy, right?
The scales shimmer like starlight.
You said which type of save? Will save?
It is a will save, yes.
21.
Okay. You kind of realize for a second, Karun, what's happening here as these scales are having a hypnosis-like effect on you, and you manage to look at something nearby, maybe just to like take your focus off of these shining scales, and you are not fascinated by this creature. However,
I've
Orashtak,
seen better.
you are in range, and it will go ahead and try and bite you. 24 to hit.
That does hit, but not a crit.
Good for you. It is, however, 14 piercing damage. And I need you to please make me a fortitude save.
I'm gonna re-roll the critical fail. Cool.
Okay.
16. Maybe it's not a crit fail anymore.
Nope. It is a fail, however, and you are stupefied 1. Okay. That is it for their turn. Orashtak, it's your turn.
Yes, I need to see what stupefied does. Thank you.
Thoughts and instincts are clouded. Stupefied always includes a value. You take a status penalty equal to this value on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma-based checks and DCs, including will saving throws, spell attack rolls, spell DCs, and skill checks that use these ability scores. Anytime you attempt to cast a spell while stupefied, this spell is disrupted unless you succeed at a flat check with a DC equal to 5 plus your stupefied value, so in this case a 6.
And does this clear off when his turn is gone, or is it something that lasts? I'm not sure how stupefied works.
So this is, in this case, this is a persistent thing that you have to clear off yourself.
How does that clear?
You have to take an action to try and shake yourself out of it, basically.
Got it. A single action or a double?
Good question.
And
Thank
is
you.
it possible for one of us to unstupefy?
That is a treat condition thing as well. However, I do not have it yet.
Let's see. I believe it's 1.
Yeah, it's not like persistent damage, which is 2 normally.
Oh no, then I think it would be 2.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. Persistent damage, I believe, is 2 if you do it by yourself in combat. But that's damage. I do not know how this works. That's like if you're coated with something. If it doesn't specify, it might be 2.
So this is classified as a poison.
Then it's 2.
Yep.
Yes. All right. Shaking my head. I take a step back and use the final 2 actions to kind of and clear that condition, and that is all I do.
I feel like there's a check, isn't there?
I think there's a check if you for persistent after you take damage. Clearing it, I think it's just 2 actions, because you're using up your turn is the problem.
Well, even with
I'm not
dedications and whatnot, I would have to roll a contested roll for it. I'm looking everything up for you right now.
Oh yeah, I thought that was for clearing it yourself, like you could.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
like
that's something
assisted
different.
recovery.
Yeah, your thing is something else.
GM decides how your help works. That's for assisted recovery. The rules are intentionally vague.
Restoration's also another thing that can clear it, or at least reduce it. But I'm not seeing anything on removing it yourself.
Yeah, you might not be able to, Orashtak.
Okay, it says it says recovery, take yourself. GM has persistent damage runs its course and automatically ends after a certain amount of time. Usually that's a minute. I swore I read something else, but if so,
I think in this case,
I'll keep trying.
Yeah.
I'm going to try. That's all I'm going to do, even if it doesn't work.
I think you just try and like shake off this this condition from yourself. This is going to require something else though. So when you just try to shake it off, you just kind of get more lightheaded.
All right, that's it.
Okay. Yara, it's your turn.
Ooh, all right. First and foremost, noticing my companions taking significant damage from these creatures, I'm going to tap into my oracular curse, casting lifelink upon both Orashtak and Malavik, healing them for 9 points of healing each. Then from there, allow me to just check very quickly the range on restoration. It might be touch. Alright, so I am unable to do restoration from here at the moment, but I can next round.
You could probably see like Orashtak kind of a bit wobbly on his feet.
Orashtak, darling! Give me a moment!
Ah!
And then with my final 2 actions here, I will go ahead and I will instead... I'm going to go ahead and cast needle darts upon the creature that is in front of Malavik.
Okay.
For a 23 to hit.
That... is a hit.
Beautiful. That is going to be 14 cold iron.
Okay.
Alright, that is my turn.
This thing is sort of peppered by small needles, and they immediately like retract. You see like small tracks of I would say almost pearlescent blood emanating from the wounds. Okay. Malvik, it's your turn.
Did you say I was fascinated by this thing?
You are.
That's really bad. That's some huge debuffs. When I click fascinated on here, it takes off like 2 on everything.
Yep. Not good.
How does it clear? Let me look it up.
I know how it clears, but I don't know if you do.
We kill
Okay.
it.
Alrighty, well, I just, since I'm fascinated, I sit there with the thing lodged in my neck, and I kind of turn towards Yara slowly and with dead eyes. And, I just try to grab it.
Okay. You can absolutely make a grapple check.
28.
Okay. That is a success. You grab this creature, and as you do, your head starts to clear a little bit. Your vision gets a little fuzzy for a second, and then you kind of start to come back to yourself. You realize that this horrific, like snake-like creature with a face on it is biting your neck, and like you've grabbed it maybe to hug it at first or something, and now you're suddenly realizing like, what the hell is going on?
Yes, I will take. So, am I still fascinated?
At the end of your turn, you are no longer fascinated.
Okay. I will then my light grip will turn into a hardened grip, and I will grab the back of his hair as tight as possible and try to.
Oh, I'm sorry.
rip
I
it.
goofed.
Okay.
I goofed. You are not fascinated since it attacked you. Apologize.
Oh,
It cleared
so-
the moment it
yeah.
bit you.
I'm sorry.
got you. All right, with that, and I have it in my hand. I will then rage for my second action. A low growl will emanate from me, and then I will take my hatchet from my belt as my third action and hold it in my hand.
Okay.
Because I don't want to just strike with the hatchet. I think that's unfair. So it was just for being grappled, and I am getting ready to strike with my hatchet.
Okay. Karun.
Did I, when I was attempted to be fascinated, did I feel as though it was a visual type of thing by looking at it?
For sure.
Why I was fascinated?
I mean the scales on this thing. Do you know like old 80s movies, whenever they try to do like a lens flare and like everything
no.
everything glittered, you know,
Oh,
like
no.
yeah, it's like that. Like their scales are just like super pearlescent and like those, you know, if anybody has astigmatism in their eyes and they try to drive at night, it's like that.
Yeah, all right. Well, is it possible then that I can just pull something over my eyes, like like a piece of cloth, or
Sure.
can I do that? Can I give
Absolutely.
myself the blinded condition?
Absolutely. Why not?
All right.
Take an action to do that.
All right, I will take an action to blind myself. And then I would like to, at my feet, just drop a alchemist fire for splash damage.
Okay. It should hit both of them. They are both
All
in
right,
range.
then I will do that. I'll,
Okay. The napalm lands on the tails of these creatures and erupts with 4 fire damage.
just see Karun engulfed in flames, cackling with a blindfold on.
Alrighty.
That is, and I will try to go prone, maybe for cover. Can I take cover here?
You can't really take cover. There's
Alright.
no place to do that here on this deck right now.
All right.
You can go prone if you want.
Yes, I will go prone,
Okay. Right on
and
top.
that is my turn.
Right on top of the fire.
That's right.
Just smothering out the fire that's not on them. Okay.
That is
Arcelia.
my turn.
All right. For my first action, I will exploit vulnerability as I gather my senses around me. That is a 28 esoteric roll against its DC.
That is, I believe, a success. Let me just double check. It's not a crit. That is not a crit.
Okay. I learn of its highest weakness.
It does not have one.
All right. That's fine. I will activate my personal antithesis then. You see, as I begin to approach the creature, I reach into my component pouch. I begin to pull out what appears to be soot, almost this dark charcoal-like substance, and I'll smear it over the morning star. I look to Sakawachi. I will do my best to protect you. Stay close to me.
Oh, the stars! They punish us! She's never been like this since you've seen her. She's screaming. She seems delirious.
Shit. I would like to take an action to try to calm her. Seeing this delirium washing over her, I will lower my weapon and try to grab her by the shoulder, look her in the eye. Sakawachi, you are not alone. Your friends are here with you.
Please make a diplomacy check.
29.
Okay. Sakawachi is absolutely like having some kind of panic attack. You grab her by the shoulders and just kind of like try and shake her a little bit to get her to acknowledge your presence, to focus on you, and you can see that she takes her eyes off of this nebulous, roiling sky and focuses on, looks into your eyes instead.
All right.
Arcelia.
Sakawachi,
Arcelia.
it's me. Listen to the sound of my voice. We need you right now. These are monsters, creatures.
What is
They
happening?
are on our ship. We'll figure that out together. But right now, I need you to focus. And I think it would be fair to say I'll spend my third action to try to steal her resolve and try to comfort her.
I think you're okay. You've already spent one action to, and you see that she's kind of coming around.
Okay. I'm trusting you to have my back. And for my final action, I will move here.
Okay.
That is my turn.
Okay, top of the round. Why can I not change this? Okay, that's cool. We'll just leave it as round 1, but it's not round 1. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. The winds sort of kick up in speed. This sort of star-like effect floating through them. This absolute gust of glacial wind pushes against all of you. I need each of you to please make me a fortitude save. Oh! 34 from Malvik to start it off.
It's a 15.
24. Oops, sorry.
18.
18.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did it start with a Orashtak? Yeah, it did. Okay. Let's see. We've got one success here, folks.
Ooh.
One critical success. Everybody else, besides Malvik, is affected by this glacial gust. You take 3 persistent cold damage.
Oof.
Everybody except Malvik.
Pings at the end of your turn.
Yep. Okay. These strange creatures, which for the sake of our audience are known as Lunar Naga. This one that is currently grabbed by you, Malvik, will try to break free with an acrobatics check versus your athletics modifier. What's your athletics modifier? Never mind. I'm pretty sure you beat it.
Yeah.
It tries to break free.
I think it's 23 total.
Yeah.
Because it's 13 plus my
Yes, plus
10.
Yeah. Its first attempt to break free is a fail. It will try again. It succeeds this time, breaks free of your grasp, and will then, with its final action, try to bite you. And this will be a 3rd attack, basically, because the acrobatics checks count towards your multi-attack penalty. That is a 9. It tries to bite you with its fangs and misses. As it kind of wriggles out of your arms. It's just so awkward if you've ever tried to like hold on to like a cat or something when they don't want to be held. It's a little bit like that. And they just like wiggle out of your grasp, and in the process they try to bite you, but you manage to pull your head away in time. Okay, this one that is over here, south of Arcelia. Oh, and this is still on fire, by the way. And you can see smoke just kind of boiling up from its scales. It makes this horrific screeching sound as it is absolutely not enjoying that. The other one that is south of you, Arcelia, I think we'll take a step here in between Orashtak, Karun, and yourself.
It is flat-footed now.
Yep. And it will aim for you, Orashtak, with a fang attack. 33.
That is a crit.
Uh-oh. Whoa! That's 34 piercing damage.
That's 29. I take 5 of it for you.
I raise my amulet and I reduce it by 7.
Okay, and I need a fortitude save.
19.
Okay, this will make it so that you are now stupefied 2. I'm sorry. I apologize. It has stupefied has escalated. Whatever venom is coursing through your veins has escalated to stage 2. It's still stupefied 1. I apologize. Okay. Then for its third action, it will... one, 2 is Corinne, 3, 4 is you. It will attack you again, Orashtak. For its last action. Another fang attack headed your way. 28.
That is it.
For 12 piercing damage. It sinks its teeth probably like right in your shoulder joint, like right there, missing your neck slightly. And I need another fortitude save.
28.
Okay. You can feel the poison like coursing through your veins, Orashtak, but however you are able to, you feel yourself, maybe your adrenaline's rushing, and it is potentially you have some kind of antibody or antigen in your system that's able to slow down the poison somehow. It does not affect you. Okay. The fire will also do some damage here to the creature, and it is your turn, Orashtak.
I can't concentrate. I touch this creature and try to sink my claws into it as bugs begin to crawl out, attempting... What was that? Oh, that was my fortitude. With goblin pox feeling a little weaker than normal, I'm going to make the flat D20 check. I have to get, what was it, 7 or higher? Let me see.
Yes. No, it's 6 or higher, because you're stupefied 1.
Oh, it is stupefied 1. It didn't go up. Right. And the goblin pox fails.
Okay. The goblin pox fails. Sorry, buddy.
And I have only one action, but I'm next to this thing, and I'm stupid, so I do nothing.
Okay. Yara, it's your turn.
That take my damage.
Orashtak, darling, am I handling what you're going through, or am I healing you?
I look horrible.
Oh,
Like
goodness
bleeding
gracious.
profusely everywhere.
Oh, Orashtak, get out of there, darling! Well, for now...
If you've ever seen a snake attack, you know, it's that, like, super fast motion. And Orashtak is, like, hit, like, several times. You could probably hear that, like, smack of its attack, like, hitting him.
All right, well... He's gonna have to take care of himself for a moment. I'm going to go ahead and place a hand on my chest, and I will glow golden as I cast Restoration, utilizing my reach spell in order to be able to hit him from here. I believe I should be within range. I probably should check that. Yes, within 30 feet. This will clear his stupefied condition. You will feel a cold air envelop you, Orashtak, as you are no longer stupefied.
Oh, that hurts. Everything is pain. Wow.
Yes, darling, you need to get out.
How? God, how?
And that is my
As
turn.
I'm getting the realization of what's around me. For the first time this fight, as everything bad happened the moment this started.
That's one of the reasons I rolled, had you guys roll to see where you were to start.
I mean,
was like,
it happened every time now.
Yeah, just because it's like, I'm gonna put these creatures here, and you start wherever you start based on, what you roll. Okay. Anything else on your turn, Yara?
No, that is all 3 actions, darling.
Malavik.
With this, I will try to sink my hatchet deep into this creature. Since I had it in my hand already, and this will be with fire damage included. It is a 31.
Ooh, a 31. That is a hit, not a crit.
And it's 14 damage, but 4 of it is fire. My second attempt, I will then take out my great sword while this hatchet is still embedded in it and swing for my final attack. In pure rage, but it's just a different type of rage than anyone's seen. It's more quiet, built inside. So, oops, I'm sorry. You do what you will with that. That's the second attack is -5.
Is this
23.
an agile weapon?
What?
Is the hatchet or your greatsword is not an agile weapon?
No.
Okay. So then that will be a 23 to hit. That is a hit.
All right, for 25 damage, 4 of it being fire.
I think you stick the hatchet in with the first attack and just leave it stuck in the creature. And as you do, you draw your greatsword with one motion, bringing it up to strike with an upward strike, and you hit the Naga hard in the side. Since it's that weird snake-like body, it can kind of move almost like cloth. So when you strike it, if it's not bending the right way, it's like it almost moves with your attack. It can lower the efficacy of your attack, but this time you hit it squarely, and you deal a nice chunk of damage. You see blood pouring out of the wounds, all pearlescent and sparkling as it does.
And I just kind of stared in the eye with a silent rage. As I am just focused on this target, and the only thing I can think about is destroying it. And I believe that is the end of my turn.
And everybody that had a turn since the top of the round, so that's Orashtak and Yara, you took 3 persistent cold damage.
Indeed.
Okay. Karun, it is your turn. At the end of your turn, you will take the 3 persistent cold damage.
Karun is already biting the top off another alchemist fire and going to smash it onto the ground again.
Okay. Absolutely. The napalm-like substance splashes out around the Naga, and as you crush it on the ground, and more fire lights up. Now, as far as I know, with this persistent damage, it doesn't stack, right? They don't
Correct.
get 8.
The persistent doesn't stack on itself. The highest number overrides it, but it's the same.
Oh, there's also the after we take persistent damage, roll a DC 15 flat check to see if we recover.
Right.
So I believe we're supposed to roll that too?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
So, Orashtak and Yara, flat D20.
7 for me.
Stays on Orashtak. It stays on
3.
Yara. Okay,
All right,
Karun.
so
Good memory.
all right. I'm going to prepare another alchemist fire and stay prone, and that will be my turn. And now, how much cold damage do I take?
3.
3. 8, 75. And I roll a d20, you said?
Yes.
Beat a 15.
It is a 5.
Nope. Persistent cold damage stays on.
Right.
And just to sort of emphasize what's happening here is it's this glacial wind. It's almost like you're trapped in a wind tunnel. Anybody that's kind of moving against it, you can feel it pushing against you as well. There is a difficult terrain condition that is set across the deck of the ship right now.
You just hear more cackling, but it is chillier now. That is my turn.
Celia.
I swing as hard as I can. 21. Well, it's flat-footed, if that matters.
That is a hit.
Okay, it will take 7 bludgeoning damage and then an additional 5 damage. This is considered a magical attack.
Okay. You stab with your, you strike with your Morningstar, bludgeoning attack on its scales. Several scales kind of like dent inwards, and this horrible bruise forms and blood splatters, sort of sparkling as you attack it.
As I find a wind of opportunity, I will swing it upwards, using the momentum for a second attack. 19.
19 is unfortunately a miss.
Alright, and then with my final action, I will attempt to sling my free arm around it and grab it.
Okay, this will count as your third attack. Okay, so there's a minus 10.
10?
Yeah.
Do I want to do that? I think I'll just try to hit it for a third time.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a 10.
2 heavy Morningstar swings, trying to hit this thing that's undulating, like moving around like it's like a wacky waving inflatable tube man sort of situation. As you try to strike it, it just moves out of the way when you try and strike.
All right, and then I take 3 persistent cold damage, and I roll a 10.
Stays on.
That's my turn.
Okay, Sakuachi is now getting involved. Sakuachi will move to probably here for safety. Probably here. I don't think she's feeling good enough to get close to these things. And we'll cast Bless. So Arcelia, you are covered by Bless. And that will be it for her turn. New round. Okay. Everybody can roll me an occultism or arcana check.
Or esoteric?
25.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Or esoteric?
Unfortunately not.
Okay, no worries.
20.
26.
Okay. That might be good enough. Hold on, let me check. Yes. As you all are focusing on this cold that is happening to you, this glacial gust, something catches your eye. Something is off about it. It's not happening. Your mind is playing tricks on you. This gust that is blowing across the deck of the ship is not real. It's in your mind. And Orashtak, Yara, and Arcelia, you were the ones who noticed this. As you notice this, maybe you have a second where you all see each other and you realize it simultaneously, and as you do, the gust dies away. Your persistent cold damage is now gone.
Illusion?
Haroon, Malavik, you don't know what happened, but that gust is gone. You're not quite sure why, but it's died down. Persistent cold is gone. Arcelia, Orashtak, and Yara, you have that sense that something was going on there. Okay.
A trick of the mind.
Strange weather we're having.
The Lunar Naga is currently attacking Malavik, but I think it might do something different here. Malavik, as you are fighting this creature, you see its eyes begin to sort of sparkle and swirl around. Everything's starting to get a little strange. I need you to make a will save.
30.
Holy shit!
These Malavik saves!
Woo! Okay, that, I believe, is not a critical success, but it's damn good. Okay. This creature's definitely trying to screw with your mind, Malavik.
It's just pissing me off even more.
And then it will... Oh, we could do that. That's nice and annoying. It will cast a spell upon itself. You see scales begin to sort of sparkle, and almost from this internal reserve of energy, it just kind of starts to glow, and the glow starts to spread outwards to its flesh, and you see it begin to heal. Okay, that's it for the one to the western, one to the east. That is next to Karun, Orashtak, and Arcelia. Well, actually, I gotta roll. Oop, fire stays on. Okay, this one that is by Orashtak, Karun, and Arcelia will attack Karun, who is currently prone.
Is this one flat-footed since the Arcelia and Karun are? Excellent, okay.
Versus melee attacks.
Also, ours is flat-footed.
That is correct.
Yeah.
I think it gets a bonus against you, Karun, because you are prone. Yep, you are flat-footed.
Oh, yes. Yes.
-2 circumstance penalty to attack rolls.
Two melee attack rolls. Is this a melee attack?
Yep.
Alright. Yes, that's right.
Okay. It will try and bite you with its fangs. That is a 24 to hit.
It does hit.
Okay, it's not a crit, right?
No.
Okay. And that will be 12 piercing damage. And I also need you to make a fortitude save for me versus poison.
27.
All good. You are not stupefied. However, it will attack a second time, I think. Oh, we can do that? Ooh, that sounds good. We can do that. Okay. Yeah, this is weird. Let's do it. Okay. As it strikes you with its fangs, Karun, it sinks its fangs in, and then you can see this glow start to like travel up its scales, and little bits of electricity start cascading around its scales, and then from its tail, it will shoot out a lightning bolt through Arcelia and Sakuachi. I need... Is this just an attack roll? Holy shit!
Maybe
Reflex?
a reflex.
Reflex? Arcelia and Sakuachi.
Damn! Okay.
Hit that 22, girl!
Jesus Christ. Easy. Easy game.
I believe that's
What difficulty
still-
are we
Half
playing on?
damage.
Yeah, you still take half.
Okay. Damn.
Maybe.
Plus 15.
It's a basic save, so it is half for a success.
Yeah.
Correct.
And Sakuachi has to succeed. Good luck, Sakuachi, because I don't think you're that good at that shit. Where'd you go, companion?
This is when she pulls out the nat 20, I believe.
Sure. Reflex. Okay. That's 2 successes. However, still a crazy lightning bolt shoots from this thing's tail. You can see like the spines along its back, like all connect with this little bit of electricity as the core of this creature lights up brightly and shoots a lightning bolt, which doesn't hit you directly, Arcelia. You dodge out of the way, but just from the proximity, several arcs of the lightning singe you as it passed you and Sakuachi. Okay, that's it for the Lunar Naga's turn. Orashtak.
And they take fire damage.
Yes. Now you have to roll to see if that is finished as well.
Could I use a reaction at the end of its turn, or as a reaction? I think I'm doing this correctly. I would like to use my emissary's protection. So as I take the lightning damage, my breathing begins to quicken, and you see these red scales begin to slowly protrude from the sides of my face as I gain 1 AC and +1 to fortitude saving throws temporarily.
Okay. This is a special ability that Celia gained after performing the blood bond with Malavik on a ley line. Okay. Fair enough. Orashtak, it's your turn.
I can think clearly now, and I don't like where I am.
Now that the rain is gone, right?
Now that my poison's gone. Orashtak is worried about this snake, namely, if it will strike out quickly if he tries to move away. He has a terrible fear that is the case, and he doesn't think he'd survive it. So he will do what he can. Malavik! I don't know if I'll stand longer than this, so you better kill these! And you are hasted.
I do not respond, but there will be a huge grin on my face in acknowledgement.
And I'll step this way.
Okay.
That's my final. Just slowly trying to back up, keeping my arms raised in protection of my face.
Alrighty. We see Malavik sort of do the Street Fighter normal resting pose. It's just a little bit faster, 1.5 times as fast. Okay, Yara, it's your turn.
Oh, don't you worry, Orashtak, darling. I've got you. The scars on my face will glow, and I will cast a 2-action level 2 heal, utilizing my moderate curse on Orashtak. This will grant a base of 18 plus another 16 plus another 2 healing to Orashtak, so that will be 18 plus 16.
36.
36.
Yes. So that'll be 36 points of healing to Orashtak.
That's a lot better, thank you!
Of course, darling! And with my final action, I will go ahead and I will pat Malavik on the shoulder. Oh wait, no, he's hasted, yes. And I will grant him guidance. And that will be my turn.
You'll just feel a little growl vibrate through your head.
Okie dokie. It's your turn, Malavik.
Well, I mean, So the first action I'm going to do is I am going to take my greatsword and slash at it. Without guide. Wait, does it have to be my next attack, or can it be just in this round?
This round, your choice.
This round.
Great. All right, without guidance. It's a 20.
Flat-footed.
That is a miss.
Okay. With
Is
that
it by
miss-
one?
I won.
It's by one, isn't it?
With that miss, I will then have the sword sink into the deck of the ship and stand up. Blade down, and the ship is up for me to grab when ready, and I will then use another action to retrieve my hatchet from its body. I don't know if that's a free action or not.
It's a free
to
action
return.
because because you have
Then
a
I will
returning
retrieve my
hatchet.
hatchet. In the midst of me missing, my hand will raise, retrieve the hatchet, and then try to sink it into his neck. a second
Okay,
attack.
so just one thing to keep in mind. You have it's real cool. I love the flavor of everything. But you basically like switch weapons, so you have to like drop the hatchet when you use your greatsword and all that stuff.
I decked the sword, so the sword is in the deck, standing up next to me,
I
which will still
understand. Just
count
make-
as hoisted.
Okay.
So I'm taking actions to re-pick up weapons.
Okay.
Is that what you're trying to say,
Yeah.
or you're trying to?
It costs you like an action when you keep switching weapons.
100%.
Yeah.
That's why I asked if me retrieving my hatchet is free action or not.
Right. So normally, if you're restricting yourself to using the hatchet as your main weapon, you have that retrieval rune on it, so it comes back. But you have your greatsword in your other hand, which requires two hands. So it's like each
Right.
time you use your hatchet, you have to drop it.
Yeah, that's essentially what I was doing. I dropped my greatsword, but just sink it into the deck, however you want to say. And I will use guidance on this attack.
Okay.
No, oh God, I did it again. I'm so sorry. I thought I pressed 2. That's a 22 minus 5.
-5, yeah. No, so this is an agile weapon, so it's only -4 for the hatchet. But that
22
is
minus
still a
4.
miss, unfortunately.
Okay.
2
And
misses.
with that, that's my
Third
what?
action.
Huh?
This is your
Second
third.
action. Third action.
Because you, if you're gonna use your greatsword again, I don't know.
Right. Okay. My fourth action, I will then retrieve my greatsword.
So that will be your third action, retrieve your greatsword, and you have one more action left.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying
And
that was-
drop
I'm
the
sorry.
hatchet.
Yep, the hatchet's dropped. And then for my fourth action, and I will take a swing, and this will be full penalized. That's attack number 3. So 20.
20 is a hit.
So I guess if anybody's watching, you just see an assault of attacks just coming out left and right. Switching weapons, just trying to chop this thing up in bed as much as possible. Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah, I think like they're sort of like hitting to the untrained eye, but Malevich, as you're swinging, like it's like glancing blows, it's sliding off scales, stuff like that. But one of them, that last attack with the greatsword, you strike at the right angle and it like sails underneath the scales and like you feel it hit the meaty flesh underneath, drawing blood.
4, that would be fire.
Okay.
And then that would be the end of my turn.
Haroon.
I don't like being prone anymore. I think I would like to stand up.
Okay.
How many turns is that?
1. However,
Just
there's some bullshit to worry about, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Standing up can invoke attack of opportunity.
Not this time.
good.
Hey!
Orashtak is watching this very carefully.
Perhaps they have also put blindfolds on to keep them from seeing me. I will also take another alchemist fire and pop it open, and it.
Some
and I will
Haroon thoughts. We just
Crush
need like
it
a
down.
little thought bubble.
we crash it
Hashtag
down.
rune things.
Crash it down around my feet and cackle like.
Okay. Just throwing another lesser alchemist fire at your feet. Not trying
That's
to like
right.
hit anything except just cascade fire all around you. Fire dances all around Karun.
Just the silhouette of Karun and the wall of flames cackling.
I wish I could play the Sephiroth music. One winged angel right now.
One burning angel.
Ow! And that is my. Oh, and also I rolled for. I have damage. Yes, it is 3.
You do not. You do not.
Oh, no more.
Yeah, you'll know.
Splash damage.
It's strange that cold is kind of just gone.
Oh, right. It is gone now.
It's cold here, but it's not like that horrific wind isn't blowing anymore.
Got it.
And what is your splash damage and your persistent?
It's 4 and 4.
4 and 4. They're both 4. All right, excellent.
And that is my turn.
Okay, Arcelia.
I am suddenly inspired by Karun. I will use my first action to fling my cloak around, and I will try to get it over the head of this creature to try to obscure its vision and blind it.
Okay. This will be... I would say this is probably an athletics or acrobatics check.
All right, athletics. 13.
Yeah, unfortunately, this thing's just too fast. It just manages to get out of the way. As you throw your cloak over like a fishing net, it just kind of manages to bob and weave out of the way.
As it tries to bob out of the way, I will swing with my other hand. 29.
Okay, 29, and I'm gonna give you a multi-attack penalty here.
Okay.
So that is still a hit, however.
Okay. So that would be 10 bludgeoning plus 5 additional damage, so 15 total.
Okay. Your Morning Star collides with a meaty part of its body as it dodges out of the way from the first attempt at blinding it.
Okay. And then for my third action, I will attempt to swing the cloak over it again. Negative 10 penalty to this. It'd be a 12.
Yeah, unfortunately, no luck. It's just too fast. It's like you have announced to your pet that you are going to take it to the vet, and you are trying to capture it.
That would be my turn.
Okay, Sakuachi will extend the range of Bless. And she puts a hand on your shoulder, Arcelia, and says, I have your back.
Thank you.
And Orashtak, you feel the blessing extend towards you. Okay. Round. The Lunar Naga. Okay. First things first, the one that is currently fighting with Malavik. I think we're going to go ahead and shoot a lightning bolt towards Malavik and Yara. I'm going to need reflex saves from the both of you.
I'm going to re-roll that.
Okay, re-rolling a 12.
I'm going to go ahead and utilize the root magic pouch that Orashtak has given to me. So for the first time in the day, I get a +2 against a saving throw for a spell or a haunt. So this is going to be +2, and it was a reflex, you said?
Reflex.
28.
Okay. Is there any haste bonus for reflex saves?
No, it is just
It's just
extra
striking
action or
and
move.
moving.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's a good thing you re-rolled that, Malavik, because that was a crit. That was headed your way. And this lightning is no joke. Again, we see this Naga sort of begin to light up from its core. It's lightning begins to cascade on its scales down the spines, and it will point its tail towards Malavik and Yara and shoot out a lightning bolt. Ooh, what is that? Minimum damage? That's awful. That's for 9 electricity damage, unfortunately. So Yara, you only take 4. And Malavik, you take the full 9 electricity damage.
I would actually take 5 of that for Malavik due to my lifelink on him, so I'm taking 9.
Okay.
I would just try to position myself in front of the full blast, but well, instinctually. And I don't realize that I have life link on personally due to my condition. So -4, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Actually, it's nothing because I have temporary hit points.
And then for its last action, it will try.
Wait. My temporary hit points goes away before Yara takes damage because it technically does not hit me. So with that, I have 6 temporary hit points. That means that if it was 9, 3.
I would take 3.
You take 3, and I take
Excellent.
no damage, but all my temp is gone.
For its last action, it will try and bite you, Malavik.
I broaden my muscles.
24 to hit. Thanks.
It hit.
Okay, and I need a fortitude save.
28.
Okay. Poison does not affect you. However, you still take 14 piercing damage as it quickly snaps its neck, seeing you take the lightning and maybe momentarily standing still, and it will strike you for that 14 piercing damage. Okay. The one on the other side here will make a roll real quick. Okay, it will spin towards you, Arcelia, since you are trying to blind it and attack it, and it will try to... it will try and strike with its fangs towards you. 20.
Misses.
Okay. Go for a second fang strike. 13 is a miss. And then I think what it will do is, for a third action, I think it will spin and try to attack Karun with its last fang attack. 17
It
to
can
hit.
try. Oh, it does not succeed.
You are blinded. Are you sure that it doesn't succeed?
Oh.
Blind is...
They also will need to make their persistent rolls after this.
Blinded is just status penalty to perception, not AC.
Okay.
Ah.
Alrighty.
It does not hit.
All right.
I hear it coming for me, and I duck out of the way so quickly, like a snake myself.
This thing's a very thick, sort of muscular creature, and you can feel the attack like just go barely over your head. It's like swinging a large tree branch or something past you. You can feel that kind of attack. Okay.
For our podcast listeners, Malavik was just emoting like, yeah, I know, yeah.
Just telling the truth.
Orashtak, it's your turn.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Celia, are you alright?
I'm fine.
Do you look fine? Is that a lie?
I look a bit crispy, but I am standing strong. I also look a little hot and glistening. My eyes are burning a little red. I've got these weird scales coming out of my face. It's kind of sexy,
I do like scales. That is a bit more normal for me. Looking at this, looking at Celia, seeing Karun stand up and not get bitten, all of the things are finally coming together for Orashtak as he's no longer stupefied, and he will instead reach out and touch this creature again as bugs begin to crawl out from his robes and gloves as he attempts to pass on an advanced scurvy.
Ooh.
They must make a fortitude save of DC 21. I swear to gods, if it crits, it didn't, thank gods. It still succeeded, but now it's enfeebled for 1 whole minute.
Okay. You, I don't know what the visual effect of scurvy is. Isn't it like boils or something?
So scurvy, you get jaundiced, your liver fails, you basically, it's bad. You don't have vitamin C essentially, and your body begins to like weaken and fail.
And you get kind of bloaty.
Yeah, you bleed from your
eyes
gums.
get yellowed
From the jaundice, from the liver failure.
It's not looking good.
It's a terrible disease.
And it's
It doesn't
enfeebled
have
one?
it though. It's enfeebled one for an entire minute. That's when it succeeds. It's a very nice spell. And for my final, my friendly little mosquitoes filled with a healing liquid from me fly over to Arcelia, giving a life boost to you for 4 rounds for 6 points of healing each. That will be at the beginning of each of your turns.
I cannot find the enfeebled condition on this list. Or the life
It's like a
of me.
broken
We
bone,
got it
I
for you
think.
already.
It's a broken bone?
I think so, yes. It's like bone snap. I thought that's what I saw for it.
Oh, you mean the image, not the
Yeah,
debuff.
the icon. Yeah.
And whom did you place life boost on, Orashtak?
Arcelia.
Excellent.
Yes, it's next to the little eye with the slash through it. There's the blood drop, the eye, and then there's a bone snapping. Above a heart with a lock-looking thing. It's right past the numbers, all the plus numbers. If you see like
under
10,
plus
all those.
5.
Under +5.
Ah! Thank you.
Yes.
Wait, that just is broken.
I love those.
Okay. Regardless, that is not listing as enfeebled, but well, energy drained, entangled, exhausted. I do not see enfeebled there. It is not the bone breaking. All right.
I
regardless,
figured it'd fit, but that's fair enough.
we'll use the bone breaking and pretend like I will remember. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Yara, it's your turn.
Ooh, all right. So, everyone's looking fairly decent. Excuse me, Malavik! And I will place a hand upon my chest, casting guidance upon myself, before I wave my hand over Adronis's rapier and launch needle darts to the creature in front of Malavik for a 31 to hit.
Ooh. That is not a it is a crit. That is a crit.
Ooh! So,
How do
this
you
might be
kill
the
it?
fir- Oh, shit. Well, I scooch Malavik out of the way, sort of, and launch my hand. All the darts go flying at once, piercing the creature in various extremities as it collapses to the ground, blood trickling, and the needles disappear and sap back above my hand.
Just tears chunks out of this creature, each needle. You can see it's already wounded. Whatever scales that had like already been exposed is where Yara aims, and it's just taking chunks out of this creature. There's this horrific and it sort of wobbles for a second, and then like a piece of rope that has been let go, heavy, and fall into the deck. It falls in front of you, Malibu.
One down, Malavik! Pat, pat. End of turn.
It's your turn, Malibu.
Damn it, I did not take that feat. Oh, it would have been so cool. Anyway, I was going to use it as a weapon. I will then look up from the corpse, and as the other Naga is kind of like swerving and spinning around to coil itself, I will lock eyes with it, and with it, I will bore a gaze for intimidating glare. If I can find it. I will look down upon this corpse and then look straight into the eyes of the Naga as it's coiling itself around, and I'll catch eyes with it. And then with a resounding, you see the steam of the fire that's building inside of me start to smoke out the sides of my lips as I lock eyes with it and cast, well, not technically cast, but do rage and intimidation, which means that I can intimidate while raging and have intimidating glare.
Okay, please make
I have
an
to make an
intimidation check.
check.
That's a 12.
I'm not gonna reroll that. It was too fast. I did not lock eyes with it.
Okay.
Then if that's the case that it ignored me, then I will then take 2 actions to recklessly charge with my greatsword to cut it. This will be flat-footed as well. Do you need me to post that as well for the chat? Let's see.
Why are you flat-footed?
I
Oh,
said
you
that
mean the
it will
creature
be
is. Yeah, yeah,
flat-footed.
the creature's flat-footed, yeah. There's 4 of you around it.
Sudden charge, which means I can move up to 50 feet and attack at the same time. And it takes
It's
2
extra
actions.
gruesome because you like stepping on the corpse of the other one.
This will be my first strike. 32.
32 is a crit.
Well, as I run through and step through the other creature, bear down, breaks his bones, I will then grind my sword upon the deck of the ship, kicking up some wood and slashing upwards at a very nasty angle as I cut through. And I have 1 more action remaining.
Yeah, you've taken a chunk of meat out of this creature.
And then as I'm screaming, shouting for my 4th action, the fire that was building as I tried to do intimidating glare will build up inside me anymore. When my mouth opens, I will shoot a fireball out as well with, 1 second, it's fine, I gotta keep on with all these skills. Where is it? Oh, it's over here. I do Dragon Spit,
That would
which is a spell that I can cast at will.
your
Innate
camera.
ability.
Your camera was like perfectly cropped for a second for like a mal lurk, where you had your horns up.
Sorry, it's so many freaking skills. Basically with that, I have no idea where I put it. Oh, it's under spells. I'm not used to this. Okay. All right. It's a 20.
Okay, a 20. Dragon Spit. This is a ranged attack?
It says an innate spell. So I don't know.
Right. But you're
I
making
might
an
have put
attack.
it in wrong.
Well, you're
If it
you
is
make-
not touch, it is range.
Yeah.
Yes.
It says
Oh,
this
right.
is normally a ranged attack, but you can also make a melee attack in unarmed reach.
So this
Well,
is
there you are.
This is your second attack. So there's a multi-attack penalty here.
Okay,
I
I'll
think.
take it.
Sure. Is that right? For a spell?
I mean, if it's an attack, then
If it has a
Yes.
attack trait, yes.
Correct.
So this will be a 15 to hit. Unfortunately, that is a miss.
Okay. Yeah, but as I scream, it just shoots out. Still not used to it, because I am definitely not used to seeing it.
Is that
That'd be
your
another
deviant
time.
feat, or is that other bullshit?
That's innate.
Okay. Doesn't answer my question, but thank you.
Okay. That's what it says.
I know,
Listen,
but that's not your deviant thing that you got, right?
No, it's not as
No.
deviant.
Oh, that's what you meant. I'm so sorry.
No
I never
problem.
use that.
Yeah,
so
no worries.
no.
Okay.
It's an innate spell, not a deviant feat.
Okay.
Guess I was answering the question. We both were missing each other.
Okay.
Your
Yep,
AC
that
is
a
too
miss.
high. Yes.
Okay, so 2 actions for the sudden charge.
Yes. Oh, I have a 4th action.
Yeah, you have
My
one more
God.
action. Yep.
What can I do? I will
Over attack, I believe, is it.
Okay. I will attempt to grab it. Might as well. Because I mean, I could hit over 30.
This will have a -10 multi-attack
Negative
penalty.
is number 3, correct?
Yeah, it's a -10.
A 13.
Okay, so that's a 3. Unfortunately, this thing is just too fast.
He already included the -10.
No, I didn't. Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did.
It's still a 13, but yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I hit number 3 on the
It
thing.
is also
Gotcha,
flat-footed, but that
gotcha.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yes.
It just
Sorry.
doesn't list it
So
in
much
the
to-
chat window.
Yeah, it's so weird that it
Yeah.
doesn't do that.
Yeah. Okay. Karun, it is your turn.
I've heard that the one creature has fallen, and I assume it has fallen because I have burned it to death. And now I will direct my attention to the next creature, which has not yet burned to death, but will soon. I unkept my final alchemist fire, and I throw it again at my feet, engulfing myself and the creature in flames.
Malloy.
And Malevich also in flames.
Okay.
I mean, if it is me, I do have resistance, so it's all good.
Yeah. It's, I was just saying it for effect. Okay. Yes. Another. The splash of napalm lands all around. Some of it's definitely landed on parts of your clothing and stuff, Malevich. You're just too enraged to really notice. Just little bits of. You're missing patches of hair, or just because you're nearby. Doesn't do any real damage to you though, Malevich. Yeah, the creature is definitely in a lot of pain. It's looking really hurt.
That is my turn.
Arcelia.
As the creature is distracted with the supplement of my companions rushing forward, I would like to take a moment to look around if I can. I understand that we are in some kind of illusion. We keep experiencing this over and over again. Is there anything that I noticed about the ship that we're on, or our immediate surroundings?
Please make a perception check.
14.
No, it looks normal.
Can I spend a second action to look harder?
Yes, with a penalty.
How much of a penalty?
Telling you.
-20, but I'm not gonna say.
I'll be honest, you've already got a penalty.
Okay. Well, I'll just hit it then. Yeah.
17.
That's actually an 18 because of blood.
It is.
Ah.
An 18.
And then flat-footed.
It is flat-footed. Unfortunately, that's still not good enough to hit. You do
Damn.
miss.
I
near
swing
miss.
back. Oh, damn. That is a 14.
That is also a miss, unfortunately.
That's my turn.
Sakuachi will extend the range of Bless, and it is a new round. And this creature will... Shall we throw a lightning bolt? Ooh, we can hit 3 people with this one. Let's do that. You can see the core of it begin to light up again, and the lightning begins to cascade down its scales. Karun, Malevich, Yara. I need reflex saves.
25.
3.
Awesome. Okay. Yara, I think you do not take any damage because you have crit. Malevich, Karun, you take 11 electricity damage.
Ooh,
I take 5 from Malevich.
Might I interject as a caster? This is a line attack. How does it hit all 3 of them?
It's thick.
Does it not work the same way as...
It
No,
works.
not a
It's a
cone.
straight line. If it crosses a couple of them, yes, with the line, if they're situated. But if you take a ruler and measure out, I don't think
What if
it
it's
won't be too thick. I think it is just a line.
What if it's like this?
I don't know how the snapping would work. That would be a GM discretion. But it is a
yeah.
line attack.
You are right. Let's see who. Okay, I think we are back.
Lightning bolt hit Karun, correct?
Yes, Karun was the only one that got hit by that. Yara managed to dodge out of the way.
I will raise my amulet to reduce the damage by 7.
Against Karun, okay.
Ooh.
There you go, bestie.
Okay, and then one attack left from this Lunar Naga. It will aim... Oh, actually, let me roll the other die, because there's now 4 of you around it. It will aim... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 towards Malavik with a fang attack.
You know what? Anytime you say it will aim, I just automatically know it's going to hit me.
Why?
No matter what die you use. You have
Why?
Malavik die.
No, I don't. It's everybody.
You say this as both combats I've been almost knocked out first every
What are
time
you
from
talking
those
about?
rolls. Excuse you.
Meanwhile, you're the tank. You have a healer. You've got all these squishies.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
Excuse me.
Malavik. That's a crit.
Yes, you get fucked alone by yourself, Orashtak, because you... And then you just happen to be there.
Alone? You got hasted while I was in melee combat.
I'm saying when you get...
Alone?
We're gonna need a therapy session after this thing.
I'm gonna talk to mine after this week.
Tyrion is quietly eating popcorn out of a new popcorn bucket.
No, what I'm saying is, when we're all standing around one target, I get hit.
Yeah, except for the other times when I was hit.
Okay, all right. Anyway, all right. What is this shit?
You are hit for 28 piercing damage, and I need a fortitude save.
Okay, wait. So is that 23? Are you taking this, Yara? Is that?
No, it's only the first time you get hit in a round.
Didn't get hit. Did I? I didn't get hit again.
Oh, you didn't take the damage from...
Lightning
The
damage.
line missed.
Excellent. Yes, I take 5 from this.
So make sure you corrected
Yes.
your health.
I already took 5, so I'll take it from this.
Okay, and a fortitude save.
Yep.
Correct. 25.
Okay. You ignore the poison. That is it for this creature's turn.
Grit my teeth and
Yeah, you
Tried
can
to
see
see
like
me.
it got you like on the neck again, Malavik. You know, just you can feel the like poison coursing into your veins, and you feel the fire from your rage probably cascading through your veins already, and it burns away the poison that's there. It's your turn, Orashtak.
Seeing people doing a little better, seeing one of them fall, I decide to do things I haven't done yet. My claws extend out farther than normal as I cast magic into myself and make an attack roll of... Oh, God, that's not right. It still failed, but that's not adding it right. But regardless, I miss with this spell as my claws go out and I attack, trying to rake across it with elongated claws. And miss.
Mm-hmm.
And then I back away. That is my final action.
Alrighty. Yara, it's your turn.
Oh, already.
Oh, and I got a roll.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I will go ahead and repeat the assault. I'm going to go ahead and I will cast needle darts towards this creature, waving a hand over the rapier. For 30 to hit.
How do you kill it?
Gods! I think I'm panicking looking at everyone because everyone's looking a little hurt. And finally I just say, oh, screw it! And I launch the needles directly towards the creature wherever they have been mutilated previously, with the final one landing directly between its eyes.
You see Malavik, just this thing is like latched onto Malavik, and he's like trying to pull it off. You see him readying his greatsword, and it looks at you for a second, and then it just kind of like falls off onto his shoulder, and then like a piece of limp rope falls to the ground.
Oh, of those?
Yes.
As you all see these creatures hit the ground, the stars and the nebula around you begin to fade. You are out of combat.
I
What's
look
on earth were
around.
those?
Oh, what?
What were those?
Would I be able to roll anything for knowing what those were?
Yeah. You can make a, I will take occult or nature or esoteric lore.
I'll take an occult. For a 30.
While he's starting to figure it out, I am going to grab one. Since I'm hunched over, grab it by his hair, and then lift it up.
It's not
Are they
there,
still
Malva.
here?
Huh?
It's gone.
Yeah, like before.
Okay, well, even better. I will try to bend down, grab it, and lift it up, but notice that my hands are empty. And then I will feel for the wounds on my body. Are those still there?
We never specified that last time. That's right.
They're not there.
Did I expend spells?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Oh, so we're
wounds.
full health. Oh, okay.
You are not full health.
Ah, okay, I see. 30 to knowing what these might have been.
Yes. Orashtak. Oh boy. It's a good roll. How shall I describe this to you? Is the question. This is a two-part answer for you. These creatures are called Lunar Naga, and there are astrologers and diviners that speak of such creatures, whose dark scales and white hair sparkle with motes of light and mimic the night skies to which they are forever drawn. They are parts of different nations. You've heard that they come from a nation called Nagajor, and they are like an intelligent creature, like peoples that exist. These Nagas, who can potentially serve communities as soothsayers, and some have founded observatories and such. And it makes no sense why they are here. And
Or why
then-
they'd be hostile?
Correct. And then you start to tie together the visions that you've been having, and this nebulous star-like vision that you've just had, and realization that several others in your group recognized that glacial gust was not there, and that the thing that you just experienced was some kind of shared psychic trauma. The wounds that you took were in fact not physical. They were psychic wounds. And you believe that they are all tied to this strange hallucinogenic liquid that you found. And your memories. This moment of clarity happens where you realize that everything that you've seen, some kind of memory. Sorry, we should be back now. I'm just restarting a few programs just to hopefully make that work. Sorry, everybody. Just random technical BS today. This revelatory moment kind of happens for you here at Orashtak, where all of these things start to get linked together for you. What do you do?
Ah, I thought you were saying more. My mistake. I thought there was something else there. Linked to the hallucinogenic liquid, a psychic attack. I saw the whale. This is all connected. Those Naga, they are not hostile normally. They're an intelligent species. They aid others normally. There's no reason for them to have attacked. And no wounds. This is arranged some sort of psychic attack. The whale we saw? Maybe linked to the liquid. We need to get out of this sea as quickly as possible.
Well,
Or find a way to filter.
A
They're
perception
not
check.
intelligent enough not to get burned to death, am I right?
Perception
Me,
check,
myself?
please, Orashtak. Yes.
Yes, thank you. 21.
Okay.
It was in the snow. It may have been aerosolized. We need to find a way to stop breathing whatever it is in, or this will keep happening.
It's at this point, you know, you can see that the ghostly crew of the ship are all sort of staring at all of you. Captain Tinhill slowly floats over towards the rest of you.
Are you all right? It happened again, didn't it?
Yes.
You were moving about and it was strange. It was as if you were talking and swinging around your weapons. You were in some sort of battle.
Psychic. You wouldn't happen to know any protection magic, would any of you? Your crew?
Nay. There was another one of those bubbles, though.
That is what causing them. We must avoid them at all costs.
Is it not possible to simply pop the bubble with something?
It would go in the air.
They are far
Maybe.
too large. And I suppose the ship itself popped the bubble, as it were.
We must avoid them, or this will happen, and we are in danger when it does.
You can see Captain Tinhill sort of motion towards the crew, yelling various orders and things as he yells up to the crow's nest.
All right, everyone, on your guard. Keep an eye out for any bubbles.
I want double shifts up at the crow's nest. Avoid them at all costs. We'll make our way to Egida. No matter what! No matter what!
Yeah! Yeah!
Despite the lack of physical wounds upon ourselves, I believe we all could probably use a little bit of healing in the sense of taking our time. If you'd like me to treat any of you.
I can give you some salves and oils to help your process. It is more physically meant. There's bites.
I would like a little band-aid, if that's possible.
Yes. What were you going to say, Arcelia?
Is Sakawachi with us?
Yes.
She's still in the trance. That is what we last remember before.
Yeah, Sakuachi is looking pretty rough right now, just in terms of, like, a bit shell-shocked by everything.
Is Denigi with us as well?
Denigi has joined Sakuachi, and you can see Ulukuk and Numa I've also sort of, like, come up to sort of check.
Why don't we usher everyone below deck so that we can speak with Sakuachi and I can tend to whoever's wounds?
Let's do that. You look after the others. I will look to Sakuachi and them.
And I will take anyone that would go with me down below.
I will go.
I'll trail behind.
I'll stay with Arcelia this time. My wounds are not great, and I may be able to shed light on some of the odder effects. Maybe.
As I approach Sakuachi, I will lower down to my knees to join her companions that have circled around her. Is she going to be all right?
What happened? How? What happened to all of you? I do not understand. Ulukuk and Enuma are sort of trying to figure out what's going on.
A psychic attack. The being, I think maybe, that whale. It is targeting us. Through some sort of that biological bubble means, but it is psychically linked. We've informed the crew to avoid them at all costs, so it may not happen again, hopefully.
Sakuachi is looking at the both of you. She's sort of hugging herself a little bit. Denigi is rubbing her shoulder, and Numa and Lukuk are nearby. Worried looks on their faces.
Pull the flask from my belt, uncork it, and offer Sakuachi something to drink.
She looks down for a second, contemplating, like, waiting a moment. Not quite sure about the drink.
I am patient, and I look at her with a sense of sadness on my face. I am torn that she does not trust us after everything we've been through, but I understand. It's a lot for anyone to bear.
Is there a problem?
She takes the drink and drinks it. Very hesitantly. It's easy to see. You don't have to make any sort of roll to notice this. She gives it back to you and nods her head sheepishly.
I'm sorry that this is all happening. We knew from the start it was not going to be an easy journey. But you are not alone. We are here with you.
I feel strange. I feel like pieces. I do not remember everything. I think I will rest. Excuse me.
I will begin to back up and look to Orashtak.
What should we do?
We should give them space for now.
Do you think they would want the dosage of the memory foods?
I think not right now.
She did say her memory was spotty. I figured that would help, but... I don't know what I can do.
I think sometimes when these sort of things happen, all you can do is wait and just try to be there.
No, I mean... What do I do? I attempt to gain knowledge, but that is all it seems I am useful for.
That's not true.
I am not a combatant. I am not helpful here. I am helpful with the knowledge. I acknowledge this. But what am I doing? I'm not good at diplomacy. I'm not effective. I can make Malavik get big and explode something, but that is Malavik. He would have been fine. What can I do? I am constantly treated. I
turn sharply to you. I put my hand on your shoulder. Orashtak, you cannot possibly actually believe that. We've been through so much together.
Yes, I've been following for a very long time. But think back. I cannot heal well. My insects do little more than some basic survivability. Think, every time we are in danger, I am constantly helped. That's it.
So am I. I can't swing like Malavik does. No. I can't heal a lick of anything.
But you comfort, you see, so that they trusted you. There was weakness there, yes, but they eventually trusted. I am not trusted. If I did that, they would have walked away. It's true, and you know that. I'm not leaving, but I don't know what I can help with. Truly.
You have helped so much.
How?
Who else has been able to sustain us, to give us energy, to give us the will to push forward? You are much more than that. You are my friend.
My friendship doesn't keep one alive.
I think it does. I think that you don't give that enough justice.
Perhaps. I need to speak with my patron. I think. Thank you for your time, Celia. I mean that. But I don't know. I'll go.
I watch Orashtak walk away. I will go below deck to join the others after a moment. Sakawachi will be fine. Tanigi and the others are looking after her. They wish to rest for now.
Very well. And are you alright? We're just setting up here. Would you like me to take a look at you as well?
I'm fine. Actually, I feel great. I am concerned for Orashtak, however. I think this adventure is taking an invisible toll on him.
Whatever do you mean?
I think there are some wounds that are not physical. A little bit of pride, a little bit of self-worth. I think we should give him some space for now, but I think it would be important if we helped remind Orashtak how important he is to us. I think he needs that.
Undoubtedly. Alright. Well, that leaves, the question of what's next. Would we wish to all rest? Or do one of you wish to eat some of the food that Orashtak has made?
I believe that this voyage, trip, whatever you want to call it, has taken a lot out of us. It's taken a toll on our minds. Twisted and shifted a lot. What we thought was figured out was not. We're even more confused than we were when we started this whole journey. I believe we should push for getting off of this voyage, getting ourselves on land. I too am exhausted mentally, so it feels physical.
So, perhaps then, you have a rest, and if Arcelia or Karun would like to try the food, I will monitor them.
I will admit I am hesitant after the recent events. Bad timing seems to be a terrible mistake on our part. What happens if we run into another bubble as we ingest this?
That is fair.
That food.
Yes.
I nearly forgot.
So we would like to wait till after the voyage.
I, personally, am not doing any of that. I will not take part in that sorcery. But if you, Yara, are dead set on figuring some things out, you of all of us has the most immediate response to wanting to do this. We can all look over you instead.
I'll do it.
Oh.
I'll eat anything.
I duly noted.
Well, I think the question is, would we like to wait since it might be good to get a rest in?
I believe now it's a good time for you to experience whatever, because we are in an enclosed space. We are near you. We do not know what's on the other side of this Egada or what is even happening in Mendev, or what kind of toll that's going to be on us with that. Coming from our past history, we will be slapped with something pretty heavy early on. So I believe while the calm is there, take your dive. That is just only my advice, which has not ended well in most cases.
No, I agree with you here, Malefic. And I think it would be wise that I do not ingest it as much as I am willing to, because we don't know what kind of effect it's going to have on Malefic and myself.
I'll do it.
Yes.
All right.
I'll eat it.
You will have your chance to eat it.
I'll keep an eye on you.
Unless you both want to go together. It'd be a good way for us to test to see if you invade each other's minds as if it was with the elusive nature that's been happening. I believe that Karun may survive, sorry, wrong wordage, may do well with this case because they are used to putting random things in their body all the time, maybe built up some kind of...
Yeah.
And that too. But may have built up some kind of chemical resistance.
I've already got several different potions I'm going to take before and immediately after, like a pickle shot.
Well, that's disturbing, seeing that might heighten certain things, but if that's what you want, then sure.
I've already got like a little journal to like color in, you know, and to write little poems.
I think you should both take it.
All right.
And Mercy and I are strong enough to look at the both of you. If you take any hostile actions, I will put you down and make sure that you will not get back up. Fair enough.
All right.
Good.
Bottoms up then, Karun?
Use the hammocks.
Oh,
If something happens, I will tie you up inside the hammock and then put you down.
Before we do this, somebody needs to look at the device. I will hand this to whoever is closest.
I'll turn my head.
This device, if
Point
you see
towards
this,
the
you see this
I'll take
tiny
it.
little bubble here. If you see this moving upwards past this, it's about the halfway point. That is an early warning indication that the bubble is approaching. Mm-hmm. And so
All right.
prepare.
I will keep this close.
All right, are we ready? Shots, shot, shot, shot.
All right. And we shall sup.
On 3, 1.
Ugh. Oh, that's horrific.
That was great.
No. I'm a sympathy puker. Please don't.
I won't.
Please lay down on the hammocks quickly.
Yes. All right.
Karun's already laying down.
I'll turn to Arcee.
Karun's done this before.
Should I tie them up?
I don't think that's a good idea. Not
Should I
yet.
bind their ankles together?
No, but you can get
You
the
could-
materials ready.
Absolutely can, yes.
Yep. And I
go
lower my
right
voice
ahead.
even more. It's
Yeah,
an
I've
old
already
ritual.
got a knot going.
There's an old ritual that we used to do when shamans would put us into a sort of the same state, but this is just a test of the mind to be able to resist, to build our willpower. We could tie their ankles together, put their head and split them across the wall, and then pull at each individual till their body's about to snap. And then once that happens, if they move, if they do anything violent, their joints would dislocate.
All right.
Yes, sounds like a good idea.
Maybe we put that on the back burner for now. We will consider
dislocate.
it.
I'm on it. I have the knot ready to go. Here you are.
What I would do is I'd walk up to Karun and pinch a nerve on next to her artery to try to cut the oxygen to her brain to put her out faster. Then I realized that
Karun
she's
blushes
probably
a little bit and then absolutely just passes out.
gonna follow up with the idea that she's
Pass out.
probably enjoying it, so I didn't remove my
Karun blushes,
hand.
pretends to pass out, and is gone.
Sure. You know that from what Orashtak has said, it took about an hour or so for something to happen to Sakuachi and himself. Maybe that's part of the digestion. Maybe that's part of your natural metabolisms. Who knows? An hour
I will
passes.
take notes as this occurs and try to be as detailed as I can.
An hour passes.
We'll
Yara.
constantly. I'm sorry.
Yara and Karun. What I think you feel here is pretty severe migraine. You might see some flashes here and there. But you know when you've just exhausted yourself mentally? You have that sort of lightheaded feeling, that combination of maybe migraine symptoms or like an inability to really push yourself mentally with any sort of deep existential questions or anything along those lines. You just feel drained. It's like whatever's happening to you physically and mentally, you got nothing left. You're like mentally exhausted. And an hour passes, and I'll leave it up to you if you feel like you've fallen asleep or not. But nothing seems to happen. There's a few flashes here and there, maybe of Ayudara. Snow? Nothing. Another hour passes. Another hour passes. Eventually you fall asleep. For the rest of you, you wouldn't have seen anything else happen to them.
They're convulsing.
Malivik, they haven't really reacted. You might have noticed they might have just been kind of still or calm. They passed out at some point.
No discoloration as far as I can tell. It might just take a little longer with them.
I don't know how long you sort of watch over or wait or what have you. I mean, you're sort of resting yourselves here, just kind of keeping an eye out on that bubble, which hasn't really seemed to have any reaction.
If it's been an hour, I will look to Malivik.
It's been a few hours now.
I will look to Malivik. I'm going to go get Orashtak. Perhaps he might be able to help us or understand what's happening.
Yes, that's a good point.
If anything happens,
waiting.
please let me know. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll let you know the way that we, I'm trying to get a hold of how we can do this, but I believe that strong emotion will alert you just as fast as I can yell out.
Yeah, we should talk about that sometime.
Yes.
But let me go get Orashtak. I'll be back.
I'll be waiting.
And I will...
And you'll see me loom over the bodies and just like put my face super close to theirs to like see if there's anything happening. So.
Well, at least he's very diligent. Orashtak, I hope I'm not disturbing you.
No, I am watching for bubbles.
So, Yara and Karun have ingested the substance, and it's been a while now. They don't seem to be reacting. If it's alright with you, I think another pair of eyes might be helpful here.
Yes, I can look over and see what might be the issue.
Right.
Yes.
I'll hold the door open as we head back down.
When did they take it?
Several hours ago.
And nothing?
Nothing.
Please make a medical check for me, Orashtak. Medicine check.
Yes, that is indeed a nature check for me as I peer over, which does indeed get a +2 if I'm using it in place of medicine. That would be a 19.
Okay. You're not entirely sure why it's not working. I mean, you've only done this twice before. Hard to tell exactly what's going on.
It doesn't seem effective. Their pupils look like they're sleeping. I'm unsure. Maybe the patch didn't turn out well.
Do you think they're in any discomfort or pain?
They don't appear
No, I don't think so. They are not tossing or turning, as though they are under attack or distressed.
Karun looks pleased.
If anything, they look like they're sleeping well.
Like really pleased.
Very well.
I did.
Maybe it didn't work.
I did. That one was talking a little too much, so I did pinch the oxygen off from the brain for a little bit to knock them out. I don't know if that did anything.
Yeah.
Are they still breathing?
Yes, Karun is breathing. If it was only Karun, I would have maybe thought that was the problem, but Yara as well.
I'll walk up to Orashtak and then drop the rope. I guess I won't be needing these anymore. And then I'll just kind of mope over to Arcia and Stan.
Why do I have rope?
Well, I was going to tie their ankles together and their wrists to legs. How does those placards over there pull into their joints? They're about to pop if they moved in a hostile manner. It would dislocate their joints and eventually waken them up.
Did I react so violently?
No, but it was precaution.
We decided that it was unnecessary. Yeah.
Unfortunately. I try to bring my customs to the forefront, but it seems to be a little, what Arcia was thinking is overindulgent. I can tell what you're thinking, by the way, Joe.
Oh. I blush.
And I agreed to... Normally I would want to do it anyway, but it was more than we needed.
More precaution is not unwise.
You should just agree with me.
I do not entirely disagree with you all the time, do I? Am I disagreeable?
Is this an illusion happening again? Are we in a bubble?
No.
I checked the device. We seem to be fine. No bubble detected.
No.
And then you would see that I would look down, but a slight smile on my face. And whatever emotion you get from that is what you will get.
Apparently I'm disagreeable too. I will continue watching the bubbles. They seem fine.
Is everything okay with you? You seem troubled.
I am not harmed. I need to commune more to receive my blessings from my patron.
You're looking greener than normal.
Oh, that may be an illness. I should check into that.
Your scales are shining a bit more. And I realize that he's standing in shadow, but yeah.
I should check that too. That is not. I was changing colors the last dosage. I will look into this. Thank you.
Orashtak, I think that Malefic is trying to compliment you.
Why? I have done nothing.
You have done nothing. You have countless times have saved. You have saved me from being digested. I haven't given you a proper thank you for that, and I really appreciate still being here. I do not want to become anything with stomach acids, or even worse, excretion of the anus.
You are welcome.
I really do appreciate that.
All right.
I couldn't do it without you. Whenever you feel like enlarging me again, feel free to do so if I'm trapped in the stomach.
I will make note of this.
Good, because no one else could do that but you.
I do not believe they know the spell is accurate.
That makes it very useful. And I turn to her, I say with the ugliest smile.
I am grinning ear to ear. I'm so pleased with what is happening right now. And you would feel unbridled joy coming from me.
And I look confused. Is that... I do not understand the custom, but yes.
There is no other lizard folk that we would have on this trip other than you.
I am the only one, this is correct.
If you ever turn into a dragon, I would really hold back from killing you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, I would use the back of my blade instead of the fourth of it. It's just, blunt damage versus slicing is pretty good. And
Good.
it's some blood circulating in certain areas.
Yes, thank you. And I leave.
Okay. What is...
I hug you. I throw myself at you and I hug you tightly.
Oh, hey.
Thank you. I think that was a very kind thing to do.
No, I was not. I just embrace you. I give up.
Hey. Okay, Lack. I hold you for a moment and then slowly I pull back. Perhaps they are just sleeping for now, so I don't see any reason for us to disturb them.
Yes. What if we find out something we don't want to find out? Or see? Maybe we find out we're the problem the whole time. What do we do then?
The thing about knowledge is that you can't control it. It will be what it is. And not knowing doesn't mean the absence of its existence. It has been and always will be. All we can do with it is take it in stride. What matters more is what we do with it than what it is.
I will leave that to you. I am good at destroying whatever comes our way. And I believe that's something that we need to remind Orashtak about, is that there are certain things that I cannot handle. That you cannot handle, that none of them, that he really does take care of us. Should I start calling him Daddy? Papa?
No, you should ask first.
I thought that some sort of kind of authority would make him feel better. Captain, maybe. Leader. No, that would be you.
Really? You think of me as a leader?
Yes. Look at you. Start brawn, strong, and ferocious, and well endowed. I mean, all the things that make a good leader. Yes. Also, you have a sense of mind. You think about your actions before doing them. I'm more of a doer than a thinker. Yours more of a reactionary. Karun is... I'm still trying to figure that one out. But when it comes to Orashtak, he's more of a... When something happens, he can deduce it. Deduce it? Your vocabulary is slipping in my mind. I don't even know what that means. Well, at the end of the day, yes, you are looked at as our leader, I feel. We all make leader decisions, but I believe we all come down to a consensus to come to you for knowledge on the world. You are a far traveler. I believe that is in your nature to be a leader.
Well, I will do my best to try to lead everyone to a path that will satisfy their hearts.
Good. Yeah. And I will lead you. I will let you lead to figure out what is going on with our scaly friend. He's not looking well, and I can sense it.
I think
Maybe
we
it's
shouldn't
my
push
fault.
it. Why do you think it might be your fault?
Well, he does seem to have some kind of... It doesn't really show much emotion, so every time I talk to him, he just stares at me blankly. And then there's this ha, ha, ha sound all the time. I don't understand what that means.
That's him laughing.
Oh. And I need to stop looking disgusted every time he does it. Maybe that's the
Yes.
problem.
You should definitely stop that. That's a
Okay.
good first step.
All right. I thought he was going to hack something up. I was waiting. You know, I misunderstood him a lot. And maybe I hurt his feelings. Maybe it helps. Whenever you sense something that could be disturbing or could possibly make them feel different or indifferent, please feel free to let me know. I am working on this.
I'm proud of you. It takes strength to want to change oneself, or at least put in consideration of others. It requires an effort.
Weakness. That is one that I'm willing to submit to.
I think it's strength. It does not come naturally to people.
Is it attractive?
It is very attractive.
Then I will take it as a strength, no more weakness. And I will storm off and try to make Orashtak feel better.
Oh shit. I look as if I'm going to stop him. Then I look to our two sleeping friends. I will look after them instead. I do not want anything to happen to them under my care. So I will sit down, take out my journal, and simply wait off the rest of their sleep.
Marcelia begins to take note in their journal, and the night kind of fades out as our group gets some rest. You all get a full night's rest, and I believe there's been healing done by Yara.
Indeed.
And the day passes. The following day passes. You were all kind of notified that there was another bubble that was avoided through the night. But the entirety of the next day sort of passes, and you can see that dusk has sort of settled in. And as it does, you hear a cry from the crow's nest, and that cry is, "Land ho! Agadar head!"
We're almost there.
Finally.
There is the dinging of a bell that you all notice. Boom, boom, boom. Everybody can give me a perception check.
30.
20.
23.
Okay. Malvik and Orashtak. Amongst the waves and the sounds of wind and such, you can notice a light and the sound of some rowing, drawing you to the edge of the deck, the rail. Looking out, you can see that there is a small boat with someone in it and someone rowing. There's a sort of a stand with a bell on it that's being rung.
Look over there. An attacker. Coming. Prepare yourselves. Be another illusion.
It's a small, like, rowboat. with
I
two
take
people
out my
in it.
greatsword.
Perhaps they are just saying hello?
A greeter from the docks.
I put my hand on the flat of your sword and I push it down.
Is anyone like a sailor, or has anyone been to any port cities, do you think, before?
Not really.
Outside of our
A drone
previous
is nice.
travels together.
I only traveled a little bit with my sister, but I think it was all on land.
All of my traveling's been land-bound.
I am a swimming lizard folk specifically. I don't know if that would actually apply here, but
Not here.
Yeah, no.
Otherwise, I'll take a society roll from.
Oh, I bet the Dronus was.
If anybody is like
Thank you.
trained in society or whatever.
I am in
All right.
25.
Ooh,
Oh my!
Damn.
critical. 29.
I am also trained 21.
Orashtak, Yara, and Karun. You would all assume this is some kind of maybe like a harbor master or something. That's coming out, or someone that works for a harbor master.
It's all right,
Master,
it's all
yes?
right. This guy works here. He's the master of the harbor.
Yeah. Should be fine. They will. Oh. Do we?
Oh there!
I think this may be you.
Hello.
You might be fine people, but your ship looks like it was dragged from the bottom of the lake. We don't want trouble. We don't want spectral ships or ghostly crew docking at our port either. Really? This is for your own safety.
Well, thank you for taking the time and effort to come tell us that. Would it be alright if we take a rowboat in instead?
Well, hang on just 1 second here. These people have helped us quite a bit, actually. We know they are quite safe. Who are you? Who are you to tell me that we cannot bring our ghostly ship at shore here? I would like to roll intimidation.
You can absolutely roll intimidation. Arcelia, you can make a diplomacy check
Alright.
to assist.
26.
Does this help me at all? The intimidating glare?
Not in this case. That's a combat thing.
Alright. And does group coercion work? Maybe I can intimidate some of the other people on this little boat?
So let me just check and see what coerce mechanically does, but potentially it could.
And it is a 24 for intimidation.
And a 26 from Arcelia.
Okay. Alrighty.
As long as you don't bring the boats to the port, you are more than welcome to find harbor further down.
Do we have any sort of rowboats, or are we going to have to ask to hitch a ride with them?
There would definitely be
We
a
have
rowboat on
rowboats.
the side of the ship.
Yeah, we definitely have rowboats. Alright, that'll
excellent.
do.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You can see him kind of like grumbling. This guy wants nothing to do with you. You don't have to make any sort of roll to determine this. Grumbling.
Does it help if, with my 26 diplomacy, I was absolutely leaning up against the rails with my massive titties, like just propped up?
As soon as you started to... I knew what was going to happen.
We all knew, yeah.
Objection.
I object!
I feel like we
Does it
almost...
help?
Is there,
Project.
can we give Phoenix Wright orc titties?
It's
that a
called
thing?
projection
Yeah.
at that point when she projected things.
Just do the Arcelia Phoenix Wright thing.
Just like,
Yeah.
Yeah. This person was probably barely able to see really what was going on. There's some mist that's coming up from the waters and such, so I don't imagine so. But-
Cannons aboard. I'm
it's like,
scared.
click, Orashtak, cast light
Yeah.
right above them.
The crew of the Mermaid's Tears kind of grumbling a bit. You hear like Captain Tinhill laugh a little, like underneath his breath, and shake his head.
Well, I didn't exactly expect the warmest welcome. But we will do this. We'll get yourselves ready to disembark.
Don't pay these people any attention, Captain. It's just humans. Humans and their petty little squabblings.
But if we anger the harbor master, you might be inconvenienced at the very least.
Understood.
Captain, am I to take that as a sign of you taking a liking to us?
There's a pensive look on Captain Tinhill's face. Like a slight smile.
Perhaps.
I look towards Capstan to see if there's a slight smile.
The same smile is still there. It's just painted right on.
I don't know if I trust that one still.
We will miss you too.
Well, make the rowboat ready. Come on, lads. Let's get these fine folks to land.
What about our treasure? There was treasure, wasn't it? We were supposed to get something from this.
We already received that.
That was an illusion.
And we cannot take the ship with us.
And this is goodbye.
Yes.
I'll walk up to Capstan and be like, we didn't have the best of times together. You attacked me first. Keep the ship safe. It's important to my companions, not me. It ain't so bad. And I'll slap it in the back, and I'm pretty sure that it'll just spin around and hit me in the back too.
Yep, that's exactly what happened.
And then I'll walk off. And I'll turn back and try to give the same smile it gave me.
There's like a droplet of water that falls from one of the moorings on the ship. Just like lands conveniently, like near the eye.
Till next time. And then I'll walk off and join everyone.
So this will be your final journey then, Captain?
but it is one that we have long prepared for.
With your permission, Captain, I have taken record of many stories of your crewmates and of the ship itself. Perhaps I can share these in tales and songs so that you may live on through them.
There's a broad smile across his face, and he will bow before you and extend a hand.
I take it.
And he kisses you on the hand, and he says,
"You are a fine person. One that an old pirate does not deserve the company of."
That I agree.
You can see
I meant I agreed with you. I just give up again.
the crew sort of all faces you as the rowboat is readied. And you see the second largest city of Mendev.
Phew.
In front of you. The lights of this place. Docks. And the light snow that falls. As Mermaid's Tears begins to float past the port, the harbor, further down the coast, maybe a mile or so. As the crew sort of lines up with the gangplank in the rowboat, you can see that they don't stand at attention, but they all sort of have a smile, and they all kind of line up for you, this ghostly crew that you've come to know over the last week or so.
It was a pleasure. Thank you for all you've done.
The pleasure was all ours.
May you all rest easy soon enough. We won't forget you.
Whatever lies ahead, whatever we face, know that we go there with thoughts of you.
I will curtsy, and I will look to the others.
I'll just do old warband salute and nod my head and turn around.
Kirin will bow her head.
I will give a formal bow, one you might find in a court.
You all make your way onto the rowboat.
I'll row.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll do the rowing.
You can
Just
see the crew
clarify.
sort of... Sorry, go ahead.
Is Denigi and Sakawachi and them joining us too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Yeah. There's definitely a mood change amongst them, for sure. You can see that they are following, and they're all sort of giving their own, like, individual goodbyes to the rest of the crew. And they sort of will give their thanks and such. But I think they are recognizing the moment that you're having with the crew, your connection, and the fact that you did this for them. They'll all sort of pile into, I think, 2 rowboats. And you can see the crew on the edge of the deck, sort of helping to lower. A few of them wave. As the boats are lowered into the water, the crew waves and begin to fade.
Onward, and I'll begin rowing.
Begin to row your way towards the shores of Egida, second largest city in Mendev. As our characters level up to level 6.